Alrighty everybody, welcome back to Culz Book Reviews. I know it's been a whole whopping hour since we've released something, but I thought today would be a fun time to do a double feature since both books were shorter and both dealt with dinosaurs. The one we're talking about this episode is going to be Lost in Dinosaur World. This one is by Geoffrey T. Williams. It is illustrated by Borje Svensson. If I butchered that, which I'm sure I did, I apologize. I'm not very good with names sometimes, but I picked this one up mainly. I found it, kind of looked into it, went to a local thrift store, saw it sitting on the shelf, and knew right away I had to pick it up because the story behind it is really fascinating. The author for this series, because it is a series, this isn't the first one, just the only one I could find, but this series, he actually went and sued Michael Crichton and stuff because he said Jurassic Park infringed on this series. So I was like, I gotta check it out. So I was excited to at least start reading them. I'll have to, go around and try to find the others to really get the full experience. But I thought, hey, let's get it started. So without further ado, let's take a look at the book. Alright, so up top you see Lost in Dinosaur World. And then below you see some dinosaurs in the background, Parasaurolophus. And then I guess what you could assume would be Tyrannosaurus, though it doesn't really feature in the book. Tyrannosaurus is missing, and this one has 3 fingers, which would definitely more align with the dinosaur that is featured in here, Allosaurus. So who knows, though it is kind of even reminiscent of the AMNH 5027, how that mount was standing and showcase for Jurassic Park. Right here you get our main character, Tim. So I guess, yeah, you see some similarities here and there. Right there you see the author and illustrator. It says colorful fold-out map included. Unfortunately, didn't get that. Just came with the book, but like I said, out of thrift store, not going to complain. On the back, you see some definitely vintage dinosaur art. If you grew up in the 80s when this was written, or even the 90s, I'm sure you guys see this and feel a little nostalgic. Right there you see a Pteranodon, you see a volcano exploding, which, hey, eventually came into play in Fallen Kingdom, right? Right there you see a Stegosaurus, which the proportions are just all over the place. Look how big that head is. Right there you see Price, Stern, and Sloan, and the ISBN if you need it. And this one is not a very long book, obviously made for kids, and you can see a decent amount of writing actually compared to what I thought it was going to be, and then artwork on each side. So let's take a little bit closer look at some of the things I want to talk about. So yeah, right when you kick it off and the main character's name is Tim, makes you say, big dinosaur fan, first time going, and of course the logo looks, I guess, very, you could see some reminiscence going on, though I think it is also just a play on safari logos, old-timey safari logos. Even, I gotta look into the old Animal Kingdom stuff, because it feels like something you would have seen in Animal Kingdom. But yeah, they go to this park, and you can see just some rough-looking vintage art there. I mean, look at that Rhamphorhynchus there, and then Pteranodon up top. But yeah, that is definitely very vintage, very maybe even older than the 80s. Very, very interesting look there. And the first dinosaur they see is the Brachiosaurus, which, yeah, again, some similarities going on with the film Jurassic Park, being that the first dinosaur we were shown was a Brachiosaurus, though they are not present in the book version by Michael Crichton because they were a Apatosaurus. And also, the sizes for all these dinosaurs are crazy. It says from head to tail, he's over 90 feet long. And then Protoceratops, which actually has not made an appearance in the Jurassic Park / World films. But again, a 3,000-pound Protoceratops just seems a little big. I don't think they got that big. And again, it just, look at the proportions. It doesn't have the Protoceratops typical tail, their tail dragging. It's very vintage. Kind of nostalgic, but looking back at it, you're like, ooh. Something kind of fun that we didn't get to see really in the Jurassic Park movie, though I know the Jurassic Park game had some more like theme park type of stuff, and then of course Jurassic World, but they had a train which was the T-Rex Express, and it's kind of like this pinkish purple train, shaped sort of like a Tyrannosaur, though it has like 4 fingers, so not sure what's going on there. Definitely double what they should have. Here the Nothosaur is kind of referred to as a dinosaur. It wasn't. But it's interesting to see that in this park they had, you know, other prehistoric animals outside of like the Pteranodons, which you kind of expect flying reptiles and stuff like that, but to see other prehistoric reptiles show up, pretty cool. Of course, Dimetrodon shows up, and actually here it's shown that it's not a dinosaur. They say it's a lizard, which it's a synapsid, so it's definitely closer to people, but definitely a popular prehistoric animal to showcase with dinosaurs, and it's really unique. You know, you don't see animals like this walking around today, so I can understand why. Of course, the kid gets lost. He gets lost because his walkie-talkie falls out of the train. He gets out to get in, then the train goes, and so he has to walk, and luckily nothing too bad happens. He kind of has like an AI guide as well that kind of gives him information, so it's like, yo, there's a Stegosaurus, which is a massive, and again, that head is crazy big. And then of course the, I guess, big bad, the animal that scares him away is an Allosaur. It doesn't say Allosaurus, just says an Allosaur. Back in that time, I would expect it to just be Allosaurus. Now saying Allosaur in 2025 can mean a whole host of things. And there were some Allosaurs that got this big. Now, if Allosaurus did is up for debate. Was Allosaurus anax a species of Allosaurus, maybe? Or was it still Saurophaganax? We will have to see with further studies. But yeah, it's the big bad, and according to Tim, the most ferocious. Somebody says, I hope we don't see a T-Rex, and he says, I hope we don't see the most ferocious dinosaur. Allosaurus. So you hear that, T-Rex? Allosaurus. So overall, a fun, short little read. Again, it's not going to take you super long. If you're even at work and just kind of read on breaks, you can sit down and read this in a break. It ain't going to take you very long. But knowing the backstory of where they actually sued Michael Crichton and Jurassic Park and stuff like that because of similarities, it's worth checking out. And I think I will definitely dive more into that story at some point. I just wanted to bring it to your guys' attention in case you guys didn't know about it and showcase it, because I thought it was such almost dumb luck that I just stumbled on it, and I was flipping through the books and saw that, and I was like, I know right away what that is. I picked it up, brought it home, read it, and had to just do this video. So yeah, at some point I'll get the other ones. We'll do a full actual video on Lost in Dinosaur World, because I think you guys seem to enjoy the dinosaur related content, so we'll keep it up. But yeah, overall, I don't know, again, kind of like the other one, we'll just, it's hard to rate because it's shorter. This one is even harder to rate because it's for kids. Now, the science outdated, I would say, probably on the science side and stuff like that. You could see someone saying it's like a 4 or 5. Kind of basic, but overall, we'll give it a 6. Not the worst thing in the world, and I think you could definitely enjoy it. And like I said, I'll be stepping back into this world at some point. Just got to figure out how to get some more copies of the other ones. But until next time, guys, for more Culz book reviews, our last one is on the Primitive War Bestiary. Click that link to your left. For more about us here at Culz Paranormal, click your link to your right. And don't forget to hit the like and give us a subscribe. And let us know, have you read the Dinosaur World books? And if so, which one's your favorite? And do you think it shares too many similarities to Jurassic Park? Tell us in the comments below.